A 4-month-old baby dying in a protest in Shaheen Bagh. This matter reached the Supreme Court because a very interested and informed individual reached the court, wrote to the court, and the court took suo moto cognizance of this entire matter. And now, finally, notices have been served. So, a historic and a very landmark hearing has begun in the Supreme Court on what is the position of taking children into protests or using children as a form of protest. And the person who wrote that letter is now with us, Zen Gunratan, the National Bravery Award winner who wrote to the CJI, is now with us. Zen, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. My first question to you is, are you happy? Are you happy about the fact that that the Supreme Court took cognizance of your letter?
So as far as the letter petition is concerned, I'm happy that a notice is issued after Supreme Court has taken those suo moto cognizance. Well, the notice, now my appeal is to the governments, both the state governments and the central governments, because the notice says that the central government and the state government, Mr. Modi ji, Mr. Amit Shah ji, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal ji, Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji, I would only have one request for you to all the governments, that please don't play politics in this matter, because this matter concerns the tomorrow of today. Because children are going to lead this democracy tomorrow. And if you're going to play politics on such matter and drift it aside, then it's just horrifying. Well, I just have that appeal. Then another thing, Honorable Chief Justice Bobde has allowed me that in the next hearing, he'll hear me on this matter. And I would definitely ask for justice.
Okay. Okay, Zen, what made you write this letter to the... I know you've spoken about the need of having to write the letter, but for the benefit of our viewers who do not know, would you like to tell them why did you feel the need to write this letter?
When I was researching about hunger of children, as I am working on hunger of children, they don't get midday meals at holidays and on Sundays. So while doing that, let me tell you this. Even today, in a tribal's house, there's no food cooked. And even today in my India, children are hungry. Is the government providing midday meal for the sake of it? Well, I'm going off the topic, but yet, while doing that, I came across this little news. And when I saw that a 4-month-old has died and the mother is calling it a sacrifice, well, my blood started to boil. And I was like, why is this happening in this democracy? When we have the constitution, when we have this beautiful, judicial system, why? So that's why I raised my voice on the issue.
Intense. Very, very, very intense. Now, my final question then, you think there should be clarity on children protesting? Because, you know, if there is a blanket ban, as a lot of people are saying, don't use children for protests, that may not be right. I mean, how else will the world see a climate activist in Greta Thunberg or an Emil Rustage who took out a march against his own parents for using a mobile phone and not playing with him?
Well, if you ask me, I really appreciate what Greta Thunberg is doing, and different children across the world who are fighting for their rights. But harming yourself for the name of protest, well, that is wrong. And someone else is harming you, well, there's a provision in the juvenile law, in the Juvenile Act, that if a parent is unfit for taking care of the child, because this is showing how unfit parents are. When a death has happened, how unfit the organizers are. When a death has happened, well, what else to say about this? I am concerned right now, as I've seen the matter, I'm concerned about the children of India. The children who are going to grow up to be young citizens, who are going to lead this democracy tomorrow.
Well, Zen, I can only say that these are extremely powerful words coming from a child in yourself. I can tell you, you echo the voice of millions in this country in saying what you do. And thank you so much for writing that letter to the Supreme Court.